Most Westerners do not know a difference between Arabian and Arab, and the Arabian are Arabs from the Arabian Peninsula, and Egypt is not part of the Arabian Peninsula. Many Americans mistakenly think that Arabian and Arab are the same. That will be akin to saying that everyone from the US is from New England or the West Coast. Arabians are Arabs from the Arabian Peninsula, which is Yemen and the Gulf, and the Levantines are Arabs from the Levant, which is Palestinians, Lebanese, Syrians, Jordanians, and Iraqis. And Egyptians are Arabs from Egypt. Together with that, Algerians, Moroccans, Tunisians, and Libyans are Arabs from the Maghreb, although some of them are genetically Berber or Amazigh. Egyptians in the early 1900s until maybe the 1930s did not call themselves as Arabs. They called themselves as the people of the pharaohs. But due to Islamic influences, they spoke Arabic. And in the 1930s, they started calling themselves as Arabs to have an alliance with Arabic speakers in places like Syria, Iraq, Jordan, and Lebanon, together with Palestine and Saudi Arabia, as they were both trying to deal with colonialism, imperialism, and Israel. Egypt thought it would be a good idea to call themselves Arabs because they had the largest population and the largest army, and thought that they would be the top dogs in the region, and if they didn't sign up, they could be at a disadvantage. Both Turkish and Arab nationalism emerged around the same time after they both observed European nationalistic movements emerge. So Egyptians are not ethnically Arabs or the original Arabs or the Qahtani Arabs. They were converted into Arabs by the Muslim conquerors. Basically, Arab just means you call yourself Arab and you speak Arabic even if your ancestors weren't Arabs. Example of these people are the Lebanese, whose ancestors were the Canaanites or the Phoenicians, or the Iraqis, whose ancestors were the Babylonians, Assyrians, etc., etc. This is akin to say that why do Latinos have names for their countries? Why are Colombians called Colombians? Why are Argentinians called Argentinians instead of just Latinos? Why do Peruvians call themselves Peruvians instead of just Latino? It's because they have different origins, roots. Even though they are all Latinos, it's similar with people who speak Arabic. They trace to different peoples, civilization, and have their own different unique histories. Anyways, not all Egyptians call themselves Arabs, like the Egyptian Christians or the Copts. This idea that Afrocentrics keep spewing up about Egyptians not being indigenous entails their Afrocentric propaganda, which is historically false. There is no record of ancient Greco-Macedonians or Arabs massacring the large native population. No record of whatsoever of some mass genocide or Egyptians becoming horribly ill due to diseases. Most of the times, the Afrocentrics are comparing American history to all other regions of the world. In the United States, the natives were largely wiped out and their population were replaced by Europeans. But the Egyptians were not wiped out. They ended up being the dominant group DNA-wise that ended up being mixed with Greeks, Turks, Arabs, and Circassians. And those mixes that came later was more concentrated with Egyptians who lived in Lower Egypt, i.e. near the coast and delta, and not Upper Egypt. Those added ancestries did not filter down as much as the more south you went, until someone can point to a massive genocide or wiping out of the natives of Egypt. Stop with the nonsense of saying that the Egyptians of today don't have the ancient Egyptian ancestry. It's really ridiculous and make no objective historical sense. Egyptians are safe to say modern Arabs, or they are Adnani Arabs. And the origins of the modern Arab identity originated from Ishmael or Ismail. Ismail was the father of the modern Arabs or the Adnani Arabs in Arabic, and existed from the union between a Babylonian, which is Ibrahim alayhi salam or Abraham, and his wife Hajar, who was an Egyptian woman from the ancient times. So that said, I'm actually an Arab, by the way, and although I share similar Arab identity with the Egyptians, but I have no historically communality with Egyptians because I'm an Arab of Yemeni descent, and I can't claim Egyptian history just because they are Arabs like me, like the Afrocentrics claiming just because they share a similar continent. But unlike them, I'm proud of my ancestors who were the Himyarites or the Sabaeans, to name a few. But genetically, if you dig deeper on the ancestry of the ancient Egyptians, is that they share similar Neolithic ancestry with the Arabians and the Levantines, which is the Levant farmer or the Natufians. And in case of the Egyptians, they had admixture from the Iranian farmer and unique admixtures from the Mota and the Eastern hunter-gatherer. And the Levantines and the Arabians share similar Anatolian farmer admixture, and the Arabian people had uniquely the Arabian hunter-gatherer admixture with some Iranian farmer. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy. If you do, hit the subscribe button to help me grow my channel. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.